Hey DR team, just wanted to give you an update. I dropped off the two things that you are going to each have in your or at your spot at your ministry spotlight tables. First thing is and I'm sorry I don't have copies of these because I had to give them all. Is a DR card that says, "Will you be will you be a part of my story?" So like a 4x5 card, uh, colored copy. On the front is a picture of a kid. On the back are three bullet points that Danielle Verga came up with. Super big kudos to you, Danielle, for coming up with that language. But we're going to have that at the table that you can that I'm going to encourage you to pass out beforehand, maybe, or like kind of stand around the ministry spotlight table. And if anybody kind of comes up, feel free to give them that card as they walk in, just so it kind of gets their brains turning. We're not going to hand those out to every single person that walks into the building. That's a little kind of intrusive. And then the second thing is the individual sponsorship packet for the kids. In that packet, in order, on the front side is the information on that kid, who they are, their kind of living um, um, experience that they've got, and then on the back side of that first card is information on the Dominican Republic. After that, there's a letter in there thanking the individual for sponsoring the child. There's some piece of paper in there for tips, um, things that you can do throughout the year to maintain communication. There's also a sheet there that they at Vision Trust provides that is an actual like kind of stationery that has opportunities to write, maybe draw a picture if you've got kids that are part of the sponsorship team with you and your family. And then on the back side of this packet is the actual information on how to go about, well, not how to go about sponsoring, but literally the person wanting to sponsor basically signing up and agreeing to do it either through credit card or through direct deposit. Within each of those packets that you're going to have, there's also a sheet that's designated with the kids that I separated and gave to each site so that you can take the name down and the contact information of that person that's taking that card. I cannot stress the importance of this following statement. If you choose to sponsor, or if there's a person that comes up and chooses to sponsor a person or take a packet, that means they're sponsoring that kid. They can't take a packet and say, "Oh, I'll think about it." If they're taking that packet, they're sponsoring that kid, because if they take that packet, we're assuming that kid is being sponsored, so that when we then send information back to Vision Trust, that kid is going to be in their system as being sponsored, and we're unable to track them basically. On the flip side of it, if somebody takes it and then returns it and we mark it down as them being sponsored and it gets lost in translation, and then a kid gets, and then it goes back up on the website, or at a later date they get sponsored by somebody else, then they're double sponsored. We don't want that. So keep it simple. If they take a packet, they're sponsoring a kid. Please don't let them take a packet if, they're kind of like, "Oh, I don't think about it." If they're kind of on the fence, hand them one of the smaller cards if they hadn't gotten it, so that they can take that home with them and think about it, pray about it, and then return back for the following week's service. And maybe then their hearts will be, stirred. What I'd really like to do at the end of this first weekend is for you to give me a tally of how many kids have been sponsored, so that what we can do next weekend is give a real quick brief update on, "Hey, McCain, we've got 3 kids left to be sponsored. Hey, Gerard, we have 2 kids left to be sponsored. Hey, Harbor Creek, we have 1 kid left to be sponsored. Will you be that person?" Just so that we have an update on that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call or text me. That's probably about the quickest way of doing it. I'll include that number on my email that I attach this video to. Thank you so much for each and every single one of you for stepping up and playing your part in this. I truly believe God's going to do some amazing things here over the next 2 weekends through us for the kids in the DR. So, God bless.